Hi guys, so our group decided to do analysis on a company called Blue Pacific. I'm Diana.
I'm Justin.
I'm Travis.
I'm Hannah.
Alright, so Blue Pacific originally in 2008 started out with 4 friends who wanted to pursue a common goal of establishing an order off hand soap for fishermen to eliminate pretty much like
Odor.
smelly things for raw fish. So their intensive research allowed them to come up with an active carbon that allows an odor-free scent. Our group met with our client Justin Stoll, which is the president and owner of Blue Pacific, approximately about 5 weeks ago, and to discuss and propose an action plan. We sat down to discuss his odor-off hand soap to make the product mainstream and available in the retail market. And then one more.
Okay, so we did obviously we compiled a SWOT analysis, and starting with strengths from an internal perspective, it's an innovative product. As of right now, they have brilliant leadership and foundation within the company, and there's great available resources, positive, tangible, and intangible attributes. Weaknesses, obviously it's new in the market and industry, so a lot of consumers are unaware of the product existence. The sustainability factor, once they get to where they want to be, are they going to even be able to sustain that? So that's something they have to keep in mind. And there's always vast room for improvement for the legitimacy of the product. And then opportunities from an external perspective, obviously global growth. So is this product, besides hitting the United States, is it going to be available in China, Europe, other countries like that? Fishermen it's a huge pastime in the United States, aside with golfing and baseball. Like a lot of people enjoy doing it, so it could be a huge skyrocket success if they are able to capture that. And obviously it goes across multiple markets as well, potential to establish product as a market leader. And obviously we want to increase our social media awareness. And Justin actually told us he didn't want to do a Facebook corporate page. He wanted to focus primarily on Twitter and the 140 characters, I believe, keeping it short and simple. And yes, so that's that. And then our threats. So existing competitors, as of right now, there's 2 companies that Mr. Stoll told us about called Defishing Soap and Lindy's No Scent Soap that he thinks poses the biggest threats to him from a competitive aspect. And obviously he told us that the rise in the cost of raw materials, as the years go by, materials and products to create those chemicals in the soap increase in price. So. And then for theories, we chose the Human Resources Organizational Framework. In simple terms, this organization is here to serve human needs. So, obviously fishermen needing odor-off hand soap, and the company benefiting from that from a revenue standpoint. Organizations and the people as consumers are interdependent, so when the fit between both is good, both gain. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Or actually, can you go back? I'm sorry. According to HRM advice, the human resources organizational structure is always tailored to the needs of the organization, but there is always a possibility of finding the models that suit the organization best. And then moving to the second theory that I did. I'm sorry, go back again. The organizational theory, we did the information one. So this theory argues that the main activity of organization is the process of making sense of ambiguous information. So they want to accomplish this process through enactment, selection, and retention of information. And Blue Pacific carries on this theory by incorporating those 3 goals, and obviously dealing with its odor-off hand soap that connects with that. And they aim to get this product noticed by organizing an effective effort with attention to detail. And we feel like this theory was the most appropriate because for us as a team, it helps us execute the equivocal information associated with it in order to enhance future success for the company, all while being dialed into a primary focus. And then you can go now. Thank you. And then I'm lastly going to speak on the strategies, tactics, and tools. From a strategic perspective, Justin just told us that recently, last weekend I believe, he went to San Diego for a trade show, put up a tent, basically promoted his company, handing out business cards, samples, engaging with people from all over you don't know where anyone could come from that's in San Diego, so maybe he reached out to a good market there. So
Yeah, customers doing a lot of sampling, washing your hands, showing how the product works, things like that.
Right, and then from a tactical perspective, we want to execute specific action steps that will aid in the distribution success from a corporate level and directly correlate with our strategies. So we felt that email is one of the most effective and efficient means of communication in the business market today. So with this strategy tied in with the tool, we want to be able to reach out to PR departments from Bass Pro Shops, Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods. Those are like the three main retailers that Mr. Stoll wants to reach out to, and those are also on our print ad that we created, which brings me lastly to the tools. So besides the email correspondence and social media, we created that print ad like I just told you that listed the three retailers followed by a slogan, our company name, and the corporate website. And then we also did a public service announcement too, and we felt that a PSA is a fitting document that will act as great reinforcement for the tools. And with all these tools contributing in a collective effort to further enhance our brand and ultimately attract our targeted publics.
Okay, so goals and objectives. For Blue Pacific, they had two main goals that they really wanted to focus on. One of them was the development of a Twitter page, and the other was to be really active in a blogging atmosphere. Blue Pacific is a solid company that puts a large emphasis on its goals and objectives. When our team was in consultations with Blue Pacific, it was clear that the organization is headed on the right track in terms of what the company is trying to accomplish. However, in addition to the goals Blue Pacific is trying to accomplish, our team thought it would be appropriate for Blue Pacific to focus more of its effort on developing a Twitter page to enhance its relationship with customers, as well as develop a stronger presence in the blogging atmosphere. Okay. It is our team's belief that setting up a Twitter page to engage and promote its products to the right publics will bode well for the company. Also, having a better presence in the blogging community will allow the company to be in better tune with what's going on with its product when it reaches end users. So, target publics, who is the target public? Because our client offers such a niche product, it's imperative that the organization is dealing with the right public. For Blue Pacific's odor off hand soap, the target public consists of men who are avid fishermen between the ages of 35 and 55 who spend money regularly on fishing supplies and accessories. So Blue Pacific knows that they're not going to be going after the college audience. They're looking for someone who's a little more seasoned, has a little bit more money to spend on the product. In our action plan, it was important to identify this target public to help ensure a strong bond between Odor Hand Soap and its customers. Blue Pacific was a company that did its due diligence when researching its target public, so that made it easier for our group, an easier transition. And then key messages. Our key messages coordinate strongly with the company's strategy. So once again, you're going to see Twitter, blogging, email, marketing, and even a PSA. So Blue Pacific's, the key message for this action plan is the development of a social media campaign to help the company enhance its relationship with its loyal customers. Another key message for the action plan is to conduct an email marketing campaign that Justin touched on earlier, where we reach out to the retailers like Bass Pro and Walmart to better communicate with potential customers who fit the company's target public. Another key message for the action plan is a print ad aimed at showcasing the product to readers of fishing and sporting magazines. And lastly, the other key message will be a public service announcement, and we think that utilizing a PSA will act to really help diversify all the other key messages. So if we have a PSA coupled with a Twitter page, blogging, and email, we think that would give us a nice group of key messages.
Alright, so the timeline that we were given, or hypothetically given, was October from 2011 to April, which is last month. And the reason why we chose that is because fishermen go out when the water is like nice, the weather's hot, and that's usually towards spring and summer. So we went ahead and did our campaign through that to try and get our product out towards that time. So that was the 7-month action plan, and I broke it down in 2-month increments and bi-weekly. So basically in the first 2 months, it's just going to be the consultation with the client, collect all the supplies we need, contact the retailers, and we actually went ahead and we're going to go ahead and hire an ad agency. and get all the print media and then create the Twitter account. And then from December to January, we finalized all the retailers, the ad agency, the print media. And then we would transport all the products that we, from Blue Pacific out to the retailers, like as we said earlier, the three main ones, Bass Pro, Dick's, and Walmart. And then we're gonna produce and air the PSA on both TV and radio, hopefully in the early morning, just because fishermen go out earlier in the morning, around 5 a.m. And then from February to March, we would implement all the online advertisements on Twitter, Google, maybe Yahoo. And then on Twitter, we would go ahead and post a tweet asking how our new followers heard about us to see which methods were the most effective. And then in April, just be the evaluation and contact to see how our whole campaign went about. And then the budget, since it's a small budget, or a small company, we went ahead and did a $20,000 budget for them. And that breaks down to the ad agency, the print ads, and the social media or online electronic media. And so in order to implement the extensive advertising, like I said, we went ahead and hired the ad agency, SD Hoover, which is located in Newport Beach. And that was totaling at $5,600. And then the print advertising, that broke down into National Geographic Magazine, Field and Streams Magazine, and the OC Register in the sports section. And that broke down into $10,400. And then for the social media, we did Twitter, the Google AdWords, and a TV PSA and the radio. And that broke down into $4,000. And we, like I said, we would do that in the early morning. And the reason why the radio was actually $700 for the whole thing, for the whole campaign, because we would do that the whole entire time, because fishermen like to go out in the morning and they listen to the radio on the way to go fishing. All right. And then for the measurement and evaluation, since they gave us that 7-month plan, within that 7-month plan, they were hoping to gain 1,250 new clientele and 850 new Twitter followers and 2 new distributors, which they were hoping to be Big 5 and Sports Chalet, since we already have those 3 main ones.
That's it. Any questions at all?